The car rolling out of the car park so placidly and innocently here is one of the fiercest muscle cars of the 60s. The Dodge Charger is a typical child of an era in which sporty American cars had to have one thing above all, a hefty V8 with a large capacity and even more horsepower. This was the only route to success in the stock car races that were popular at the time, and those successes contributed to the image and therefore sales. The big fastback coupe was Chrysler's answer to the highly popular Ford Mustang, the pioneer of the small American sports car, the so-called pony cars. The Dodge Charger's first appearance at an exhibition was in 1965, and sales began 1 year later. Our 1966 Charger with a powerful Hemi engine was only built just under 600 times and comes from the Chrysler Museum. Its long fastback was all the rage at the time, and the imposing Las Vegas-style strip lighting perfectly satisfied American tastes, following the principle that the show must go on. Our American showstopper's war paint indicates that it's a unique piece. The Lawman script is from a former owner, Al Extrand. The Chrysler lawyer always had his race cars decorated with golden script, but this Charger was never used in a race. But the ferocious front would, without a doubt, have commanded respect from opponents. The retractable headlights are hidden in the electric razor-style radiator grille. And underneath the bonnet is a lot of horsepower. The V8, with almost exactly 7 liters displacement, carries the almost legendary title 426 Hemi. The numbers 426 give the displacement in American cubic inches, and Hemi stands for the hemispheric-shaped combustion chamber. In its best days, this bruiser could achieve 425 horsepower and almost 700 newton-meters of torque, which all had to be kept under control from the delicate 3-spoked steering wheel. The 4 sporty round instruments fitted well with this. The sheer power of the big block V8 was pushed to the rear live axle by either a 4-speed manual or a 3-speed automatic gearbox. The standard luxury interior of this Charger is in stark contrast to the macho look. The white leather club seats, which offer as much side support as a bar of soap, were certainly the first to go on the scrap heap when the car was used for racing. The mid-60s was a great era of stock car racing. The fans made pilgrimages in their masses to the great motorsport arenas to be able to cheer on their heroes. The V8 coupes were decked out with special carburetors and as many other tricks as was humanly possible. 600 horsepower was more than normal. The races started with perhaps the most famous phrase in motorsport history.
Gentlemen, start your engines.
With a ferocious roar, the Chargers positioned themselves at the start line. In stock car races, the Americans were among their own kind. The competition was Ford or GM, just like on any American main street. The oval racetracks of stock car racing offered perfect entertainment. Nothing could keep the spectators in their seats when spectacular crashes occurred at high speed. Always in the middle of it, the Dodge Chargers, which won countless victories in the hands of NASCAR legend Richard Petty, and which the fans also idolized for the inimitable engine sounds. Our museum Charger doesn't roar quite so brutally. But in an era of politically correct, quiet engines, the uncouth, rumbling V8 bass of the fastback coupe gives you goosebumps. In the twisting labyrinth of the Chrysler test track, one thing soon becomes clear. The Dodge Charger doesn't actually like real corners. It was, after all, constructed for an oval course or for quarter-mile drag racing. And another thing you notice quickly, the V8 is thirsty, and consumption under 20 liters is impossible. Once it's off in an extended gallop, the force of the Hemi engine really pushes you back into the seat's thin cushioning. But the knowledge of how highly this unique car is valued advises caution. Wishy-washy drum brakes and a live rear axle advise the twitching foot on the gas pedal. Keep kickdowns for the straights, please. An angry front configuration must have ensured unbeatable overtaking prestige in its time. Just under 730 Chargers were built between 1966 and 1978. For us, the US Coupe always remained a complete outsider, but anyone who's heard the hammering of the V8 live is in danger of becoming addicted to this sound.